The uproar over the events and their fallout in Charleston has led President Obama to talk about race in the most blunt language the American public has ever heard from him. In doing so, he used a controversial word, one steeped in a legacy of hate, to make his point. NBC News White House correspondent Kristen Welker has that part of the story.
The massacre in South Carolina shocked a nation and jolted the first African-American president to speak with unprecedented candor about racial tensions and gun violence.
Racism, we are not cured of.
In an interview with podcast host Marc Maron, a frustrated President Obama used the N-word publicly for the first time as president. Out of sensitivity, NBC News has decided to bleep out the word.
And it's not just a matter of it not being polite to say nigger in public. That's not the measure of whether racism still exists or not. It's not just a matter of overt discrimination. Societies don't overnight completely erase everything that happened 200 to 300 years prior.
The reaction raw from South Carolina today.
He wasn't trying to sugarcoat anything. I think everything he said was spot on.
I really have thought we have progressed beyond that.
At historically black Howard University, callers took to the airwaves.
What has to change is the hearts and minds of the people.
So true.
He shocked us into an awareness, and I think it was so effective as a person who is the president of the United States of America, trying to lead us and guide us through these treacherous waters of race in our own time.
In 2008, Mr. Obama rode a wave of hope and change into office, but statistics show for African Americans, significant problems remain. The unemployment rate among blacks has dropped, but at more than 10%, it's still double the unemployment rate for whites. Blacks are incarcerated nearly 6 times the rate of whites. And while hate crimes have declined, more than 2/3 are directed at African Americans. Dylan Roof's actions in South Carolina also renewed the president's call on guns.
I don't foresee any real action being taken until the American public feels a sufficient sense of urgency and they say to themselves, this is not normal.
As emotions run high over these issues, the president is acutely aware his window for action is quickly closing. White House officials say the president wasn't planning to use the N-word, but has no regrets. And they note he has used the word before in his book, Dreams from My Father. As for guns, top officials indicated today there are no plans for a new legislative push before he leaves office. Lester.
All right, Kristen, thank you. We want to turn now to our political director, the moderator of Meet the Press, Chuck Todd. Chuck, it's become readily apparent the president's much more willing to tackle race in a way we didn't see earlier in his presidency. What should we make of that?
Well, look, part of it was triggered. The initial decision to do this and where he felt more comfortable doing it was right after the Trayvon Martin incident down in Florida. From then on, he has felt more comfortable, but he's still a little bit reticent. You talk to his closest friends and aides, and they will tell you that he feels when he speaks on race, the whole country doesn't always necessarily listen to the message that he wants to deliver. That said, those same friends and aides say, you know what, the most important thing is his simple presence. As one person noted to me, the rising teenagers of America in 2016 will have only known an America with an African-American president, and that alone may be something of a legacy for him that matters in the future when it comes to racial reconciliation, Lester.
All right, Chuck Todd in our Los Angeles newsroom tonight.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and then click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.